Here's how to share the Padlet that you've created. There are 3 basic steps that you need to follow. First, you have to set up your privacy settings. Second, you're going to grant privileges to the people who view your Padlet. And third, you're just going to copy and distribute the link to the Padlet. So, in order to share your Padlet and set your privacy settings, you're going to go up here to the Share command, open the Share panel, and you'll see that you have privacy, and you can click on privacy here, and these are the 4 levels of privacy for Padlet. Private means no one but you can view the Padlet. No one. Password means that the Padlet is password protected. You can add a password so that only people with that password can access it, even if they have a link to it. Org-wide, which means everyone within your organization can see the Padlet. It's a great way to share Padlets among colleagues. No one from the outside world can see it, but your organization can see it, and that's verified through your email address. And finally, secret. Now, this is a little counterintuitive, but secret means that the Padlet is available to anyone with a link to it. So secret is actually the most commonly used Padlet setting. Next, you want to give your visitors to your Padlet permission. You need to grant them some privileges about what they can do when they're at your Padlet. And those options are very similar to Google Docs. They can read. If you set it up so they can read, they can look at everything that you have on the Padlet, but they can't make any changes. This is a good idea if you're delivering content that you don't want anyone to mess around with. You want people to be able to see what you've posted, but you don't want them to accidentally change it or delete it. If you set it to can write, that means that your visitors can look at everything on the Padlet and they can add their own posts, but they can't do anything to anyone else's posts. They can't modify it or delete the Padlet or invite anybody else or anything like that. And that is how I generally leave it for working with students, because I don't want them to accidentally delete somebody else's work. That's happened in the past. So I usually leave the privileges as can write, but if a student needs me to take something down for them, or a collaborator needs me to take something down, I can do that because I'm the administrator of the Padlet. The creator of the Padlet always has that ability. And finally, can edit is the most liberal privilege. That means you're really collaborating. Anybody who's accessing the Padlet, has the link to the Padlet, can take posts down, add work, do that sort of thing. So those are the settings, and like I said, I usually leave it at can write, and then I'll just click here, and now I'm going to go to back. So now I have set up my privacy level, and I've granted privileges or permissions to my visitors. And the last thing that I'm going to do is just share the Padlet. And there are a whole bunch of ways here that you can share. The easiest by far is to copy the link. But you can get a QR code. That's one of those little images that you can post. And you could even, if you wanted to have people, look at a Padlet as part of a conference or something, you could print this out and post it, put it on a poster for more information, Padlet, something like that. And so QR codes are great if you want to share a Padlet with that's in a print location where people aren't accessing it already online, so they can look at that code and then visit it that way. You can embed the link to the Padlet in a blog or a website or on your LMS. And you can always create an email and invite people using the email process. But by far the easiest way is just to copy the link to your clipboard. So if you click this button, you'll notice up here it says that the Padlet URL, the link, was copied to your clipboard. So now I can go and open an email and type out an email and paste the link in. Or sometimes if I'm teaching remotely and working in Zoom, I just paste the link into the Zoom chat. I can also paste that link into a web page or a blog. So I find that copying is often the easiest way. And you don't have to worry if you've left your Padlet and you go back to work on it and you don't have that link anymore. You just go back to that share and copy the link again, and it will copy it directly. You don't have to reset your passwords or privacy. If you want to reset your privacy or your permissions, however, you can go ahead and do that at any time after you've created the Padlet. So I hope this helps you share and collaborate with others using Padlet.